All right, well, let me go through this. So the first thing I want to say is people ask me, like, what do you do every day? People ask me all the time. I'm talking to new people and they go, how much time will it take for me to build a great business? If I'm being honest with you guys, I really front loaded the amount of time that I used to spend on the business, and I learned to work a lot smarter. I also learned that it's important for me, not everyone is like this, but it's important for me to get a lot of things done to set my day up in a certain way. This is me. So I'm just going to tell you that in the mornings, what I like to do are my Bible study and personal development early in the morning. If I'm on the treadmill, I'm listening to a book. Right now, I'm re-listening to Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, and You Are a Badass at Making Money, Jen Sincero. I will tell you that I'm re-listening to them because I get something different from them depending on the stage of my life. I am hearing, and it's interesting because as I'm listening to Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, I've listened to that in its entirety, probably it's got to be 10 times in its entirety. And I will tell you, I'm still getting new things out of it. I'm still considering, like, wait, this is landing for me differently than it did when I listened to it. I can remember 2 summers ago. I can remember where I was sitting when I listened to it in its entirety. The last time it was summertime 2 years ago. It totally feels different to me. So personal development for me is a big one. I do Tony Robbins priming exercise, or I do a complete visualization that I love and I can share with anybody who's interested in that. That's Denise Duffield Thomas. It is an awesome, amazing, it's a visualizing your life in 5 years. You look at it on an iPad, you get so into it. It's extremely awesome. Movement for me, I like to work out in the morning before anyone gets out of bed in the house. I like to work out. And I'm grateful because I have a little bit of an accountability group. Erica Rothenberger's in it, Mia LeBlanc's in it, Denise Wiggins is in it. And we just text each other and say, like, hey, did you work out? And honestly, Erica, a lot of times before I'm out of bed, she's already completed a workout, and that's inspiring. And so that's just a little tip to get yourself an accountability group. I think the more my body changes, the more I have my own results, the better my business is. And so that accountability group, even though it's not specifically business related, it is. Then I will tell you that when I'm having my best alignment in the world is when I'm writing down gratitude, attraction, and affirmation statements. One thing that I got away from is tracking things I want to grow. I used to track cycles daily for years. I tracked them so I could see patterns. And I remember Eric Worre saying, track what you want to grow. What you measure compounds. And I used to write down every bit of data, my bank account balances on the daily. I'd put them in a notebook that still sits on my desk and I would track them. And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but just there's this fear that comes over you. It starts as a little niggling and then it grows and it's watered and then it grows more. And that happened to me. And I just got out. I can candidly and vulnerably tell you, I got out of doing things that worked for me. I'm back to doing these things. I'm back to tracking cycles on the daily so I can see different points. Susan Tsai once said that you can double the amount of cycles that you have on the screen late on a Thursday. I found that to be extremely true when I tracked it. You can double the amount of cycles you have on screen on a Thursday. That's a great benchmark for helping your team to see where they could be. If you can double it on an average week, you can certainly do better than that on a week when you're pushing. And so those are the things that I'm really getting done in the morning, daily habits. I'd like to do, instead of doing what our normal work it, I'd like to do two things here. Because if you're like me, if you've probably heard me talking about this, but maybe you didn't do it today, or maybe it's a worthy exercise to do it again. But I write down, today I allow myself to attract people who are. And I'd like you to do this right now. And I'd love you to put down the qualities that you're looking for in people. Today I allow myself to attract people who are. All right. If I'd love you to drop some of what you put, some of the descriptors that you put in the chat. I'll say to you that I wrote down this. Today, I allow myself to attract people who are magnetic, ready to run beside me, experienced, connected, influential, excited, positive, coachable, networked, and on fire. And so those are the qualities that I'm writing down. So here's what I'd love you to do right now to yourself. You're on mute. Read it out loud to yourself. And I want you, as you're reading it, to envision people with these qualities flooding in, calling you. Yvette, just on the phone, just getting a text. Look down at your phone and see this text from this person that perfectly epitomizes all of these qualities. And Janine, tomorrow, I just want you to imagine somebody at lunchtime just knocking on your door and saying, hey, I want to do this business that you're doing. You got to fill me in on more about what it is. And they're having the qualities that you wrote down. So let's just take a minute and read this out loud to yourself. And I want you to feel it. Feel the excitement of what it feels like to have these incredible aligned partners. I'm going to mute my line. I'm going to read it out loud. I'm going to feel it. I will always read this back and feel it. Just literally allow myself to feel what that feels like, to see them coming in. I say, I'm a people magnet. I'm a leader's leader. I'm a business builder. I'm a leader creator. And I just say all these things. People flow to me with ease, ready to do this with me. And I just feel that I get it pumped up. Guys, I do this in the car driving with my kids, and my kids will be like, Mom, what are you smiling at? What are you laughing at? What am I laughing at? I'm imagining all the people flooding into my business. I'm just having fun with them. I'm so happy they called, so excited. It's another thing that I just want to encourage us all to get back to. We used to really speak in the future. I literally remember used to tell my husband, I'm going to make $100,000 a month. I'm going to make $1 million a year in this company. I remember saying it to my kids all the time. I'm going to be at top of this company. And guys, at the time, I hadn't come close to that. I wasn't anywhere near the top of the company, but I was saying it so much till I believed it. At first, it started sounding crazy, and then it rolled off the tongue so easily. And are you guys like me? Have you gotten away from speaking that kind of life into yourself? Speaking that kind of future casting in your business? I don't know. Maybe you haven't, but I have. I've gotten away from that kind of expectancy in my business, but I'm getting it back. Dawn, I'm going to call you tomorrow. I'm going to say, Dawn, we're people magnets. People are flooding into the business with ease. Brandy Brokaw used to say to me, she would call me and go, this is what kind of future expectancy she used to speak into her business. She'd go, Jessica, there are people flooding into my business. This is crazy. They're coming in cars, trains, planes, buses. They're coming in droves. I can't believe it. If you guys have met Brandy or spoken to her for 2 seconds, you know the kind of enthusiasm that she has. But when she was talking about her business, I could not get excited. People are coming in by train for her business. And she lives in Houston. It's not exactly a major train destination. So they're coming. She would say they're planes, trains, buses. They're coming in droves. I am a people magnet, a leader magnet. And I'm just going to get back to talking that into all of us. This team, fastest growing team in the whole company, just shows no signs of stopping. Here we go. The next thing that I do, and I'll tell you, I sometimes don't do them and then I get backed up because I'm doing them belatedly. But I will tell you, if you've ever heard me talk about this, you know that I do birthday messages. It's something that is so important for my energy. If you've never heard me talk about it, Facebook tells you whose birthday it is. I use the voice message feature and I send them a private message. I can't even tell you, it's been years since I wrote on someone's page. I look at people and they get deluged by messages on their page, HBD, people sending preset messages. And I don't do that to people. I send them a personal message. And it sounds like this. It sounds like, Larry, I saw it was your birthday today. I wanted to wish you the most outstanding wishes. And my friend, may today be the springboard into a season of astonishing miracles, overflow, abundance, and blessings. May it cover your entire family in your honor. Larry, you are one funny fella. I have been loving the memes you've been sharing. You make me laugh and smile every day. I've been grateful for our friendship ever since we met back in the day at the credit union. And that's what I do for every person. And every person, when I'm doing it to, I picture them and I pray a blessing over them as I'm sending them this message. But I speak into them the most authentic message. Each person I say something different, but I almost always say that I hope it's a year that spins your head around with goodness, blessings, unexpected miracles. I hope you springboard into a season of such overwhelming overflow, abundance. I prayed over your family, and I just speak that into people because honestly, I speak to them what I wish for my own family. I wish of astonishing blessings, overflow, and unexpected miracles. I want people to tell me what they've loved about me as they've met me. It's just so special to do that. Or I tell them about a memory, or if it's someone, and there's a lot of people like this that I have no idea how we connected. And I say that on the message. I say, oh my gosh, Susan, I have no idea. I'm just confessing to you right now. I have no idea how we originally connected, but man, am I glad we did. I get so much value from being connected to you. Huge virtual fan, not sure how we ever connected. And so people ask me, like, do you bring up isogenics on the message? Almost never, but I do often say to people, listen, I'm leaving you this message. It's going to be a year for the record books. Let's chat soon because I have some thoughts on how you and I together could really, truly run to the moon. And it's not today. You celebrate your birthday, but let me know when we can connect later this week. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you live. And so that's something I do with birthday messages. And I just want to tell you, I just want to reiterate if you're not doing them, or if you have team that you're trying to really help how to do this business. I believe it's one of the greatest things we can teach people to do because it's energy shifting. It's energy shifting for you. It's energy shifting for the person who receives it. It makes people feel amazing. They write you back and go, that was the coolest message. That was so beautiful. I left a message for a woman that had gone to a church I haven't gone to in years. And I left her a message and I saw, she didn't tag me, but I happened to be scrolling on Facebook and she literally typed up the message that I had left her. She said, I got the most amazing birthday messages. And she typed up the message that I had sent her. She said, it meant so much to me. And I was like, just leaving people that personal message, not just saying HBD on their wall, it's impactful to people. It also resets who sees your posts. And I encourage you, like I had the other day, it was like, oh my gosh, it's like the rock star day of the year. All these amazing people I'd love to work with were born on the same day. And then I did an engagement post after that and just said, hey, which of these, do you go to bed first or your kids? Who goes to bed first, you or your kids? And so then I saw, these people are seeing the people that responded that are seeing my post. It's interesting. Or I did a story and it was like, oh, wow, I would have never realized they were seeing it. Now, I'm going to caveat this, that I am comfortable sending cold messages. I love it. And you may not be. I will tell you, unless you've ducked yourself into witness protection lately, you have probably not gone through your warm market. Because you may have talked to people, but it's maybe time. I will tell you that there are a lot of people I see on this call who had to be asked to do this many times before they said yes. And imagine if they hadn't been followed up with. So this is a script that I use, and I certainly can drop it into the chat. We can drop it into the groups, but this is what I do. And I will tell you what I'm finding right now. I will do target by geography, profession, keyword. A lot of times it's Instagram. I know many people have more success and love Instagram. If I'm being honest, I have more success on Facebook. I don't know. I think it's my personality and my posts, and the fact that I'm not as committed to my stories. Some people probably have better luck on Instagram. If you're better with stories, Instagram is probably your spot. For me, I do love Facebook. You have to know when you send Facebook messages to cold market, I send, hi, Andrea. And then I send another message with this message. And almost always you have to follow up because people don't even get notifications that they have a message request if you're not friends until probably the second, sometimes the third message. So just know if people aren't writing you back, a lot of times people don't realize there's a message request. Don't be offended. You've got to follow up. So like I said, I do geography. Like I'm headed to Atlanta in next month. And so I'm right now prospecting a ton of people in the Atlanta burbs. There's some amazing burbs, and we don't have a lot of coverage across isogenics in Atlanta. We have some leaders, but they don't have huge teams that are based there. And so, gosh, there's Buckhead, there's all these fabulous areas where these amazing, powerful people that I'd align with, people that I'd love to attract, live there. So that's one thing that I've been really doing. And how do I find the people? One is I use keyword search on Instagram. And I also, by the way, do profession. Let me just make one comment about that. I have been spending a lot of time prospecting people in the beauty world. So think hairdressers, lash technicians, people that do microblading, people that do waxing, people that are estheticians, people that are makeup artists. And here's what I found is that I'm getting more responses from that demographic than ever before. And when I get them on the phone, a lot of them are saying that they're seeing an impact, downflow, economic downflow. It's not that people, and believe me, I've watched it. People prioritize. If people see value in it, they'll find a way to spend the money on it, right? If you want to get your hair done, you'll find a way. But what they're saying is that where they used to be double, triple booked, they used to not be taking on new people, people are spacing out their appointments more, which is having this downflow effect where they're like, I never had openings before, and now I do. Now I'm posting on social media, hey, I have an appointment available at 1 o'clock, and I never had that before. And so I think people are seeing, hey, there's a downflow impact, and they're writing back looking for opportunities. And so this is something that I've written to people. This is a really forward message. I totally understand. If you think let me move this screen over. If you think I'm completely crazy, but I landed on your page and thought to send you a quick message. A lot of times I add in here what I like specifically about their page. I love how authentic you are about sharing your faith. I love what an entrepreneurial hustler you are. I love how funny you are. Specifically like this post that you put on last week about X, Y, and Z. I want people to know that I've actually really looked at your page. I'm not copying and pasting this out verbatim to 1 million people. I said, I'd love to chat with you. I get a project I'm working on. I'm looking for entrepreneurial thinkers. Sometimes if I'm going by geography, I say I'm looking for entrepreneurial thinkers specifically in the Atlanta area. And I have a feeling maybe the perfect person for me to ask. So a lot of people write back and they go, hey, yeah, what can I help you with? And I leave them a voice memo. Typically, that's how I respond. I say, listen, I want to make amazing use of your time. I want to give you a quick overview of what I want to talk to you about. Really want to exchange great energy. I was telling Lauren this, that a lot of people want a voice memo back and forth. That is not a good use of your or my time. I don't want a voice, and I say to them, listen, I know, and I preempt it because I know people will say that. I say, hey, listen, I know we could message back and forth here, and that's great. I'd love to do that. If you're open to this, we can, have much more in-depth conversation, but I'd love to, in 10 minutes, exchange amazing energy. We can give each other great ideas, but I want to fill you in on what I'm doing, and it would be best done through a live chat. Can you talk for 10 minutes? And so I want to get people on the phone or a Zoom, and I want to just learn about them. So I tell them I have this opportunity. I have no idea. By the way, when I'm leaving that voice message, I say, I have this opportunity. It's an online virtual franchise opportunity. It's partnered with some market disruptive products. People in the beauty industry are going bananas for them. Results they've never seen before. These products that are market disruptive, you can't get anywhere else. I want to fill you in. Again, have no idea. I take it off the table. I say, I have no idea if this is for you, but I will tell you, when it comes to your area, it's going to blow the doors off for the right people. I want to talk to you about it live. So when I talk to them about that, it's sort of this, like, they definitely want to talk. And I will tell you, I said this during the retreat, but I didn't realize that this one woman was like literally on Desperate Housewives, on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And she's not one of the housewives, but she's a regular. She's best friends with one of their main people. And I had no idea. Can you believe she wrote me back? We had an awesome chat. And she was like, give me 2 weeks to finish the college and I'm using. I want to do this. She's super entrepreneurial. She started this cool brand called Bro. And it was just awesome to talk to her. And I was just like, people are open to this as an idea. So when I get them on the phone, my biggest thing is that the first thing I'm doing is I want to connect with them. I want to learn more about them. When you ask people to talk about themselves, a lot of times it's disarming. Like, I'm really listening. Like, fill me in on how, and I looked at your page, so I'm coming to the call and I know a little bit about them because I've looked at their page. Tell me about this puppy that you just got. Seriously, I'm looking at you. You got 3 kids, it looks like, little kids, and now you added a puppy. Fill me in on how that came to be. How do you say yes to that? All right, fill me in on your business. It looks like so many people are engaging with you. Your reviews are off the charts. I looked at Yelp and I couldn't believe, how many 5-star reviews you had. People love you. And tell me about your business. Tell me how you got started in beauty. Were you originally in the beauty industry from the jump, from right out of school? Okay, so I'm asking them lots of questions about themselves, lots of follow-up. If they're saying something that's of interest to me that I want to follow back to, I'm writing down key phrases so I can repeat it verbatim. So I know you said that school was never on the table for you. Tell me about that. When you said that, I'm writing down, that's how they said it. They said school was never on the table for me. Okay, fill me in. So when you said school was never on the table for you, what was the thinking there? Was it because financially it wasn't a thing? Was it you just hated school? Okay, so it was financial. Okay, you're not alone. So many people have been locked out of that kind of higher education and been pushed into something that they could get into a lot less expensively. Are you making the kind of money now that you feel like you deserve? Well, tell me what that's like. And you have a bunch of kids. How is it that, with these appointment situation where you're making money if you show up, how does that work? Have you ever explored opportunities where you make money when you're not there? And so that's what I get on the phone with them. And I'm offering them as much value, attention, and consideration as I possibly can. And I think that's really disarming to people. And I will tell you that it's like a physical thing where I set my energy before I ever get on the call so that my posture doesn't say that I'm trying to get something from them. I want my posture, like I literally am saying to myself, I have something amazing. I know it could bless them, but if they don't want to do it, that's fine. I will not convince people. I will not drag people. If they're in, we'll run to the moon together if they want to do this, but I will not drag. And I set that energy up before I ever get in the conversation because there's nothing that has repelled me more. Think about you walk into a store and they have the most beautiful things, and the salespeople make you feel like they're just trying to sell you. I love when I go in Ann and Holly's boutique and I try things on. There's nothing that makes me want to spend money there more than when Holly's like, no, not that. Or Ann's like, okay, honey, like that works for you, but it's not going to be yours today. Thank you. Honesty, that is so disarming. Doesn't it make you want to be like, here's my credit card, get me everything that is for me today? That kind of honesty and energy changes the way people want to purchase and work with you. And so this is what I'm doing is I'm messaging people. Again, if I'm traveling somewhere, I'm focused on that geography. If I'm like, I want to talk to microbladers today, I'm looking for keywords that tell me microbladers. I also am in a whole bunch of different groups. Like I'm in a bunch of manifestation groups. I follow Catherine Zenkina, Manifestation Babe, and I'm in a bunch of her groups. Well, people are commenting good value. I personally will comment in things that I really like. And then people who write me back, a lot of times they're my people. And a lot of people know I met Summer Meyer through one of those groups. It was for foster parents. I connected with her husband, and it was just, again, the intention for you. If you want to be magnetic, if you want more yes in your business, you have to literally, even if it's not real, you have to conjure in yourself, convince yourself first. My energy is about connecting with amazing people and leaving people better than I found them. Not to build my Isogenics business. It is about relationships. And truly, that will change everything in your business. Leading me into my next point. So there is something that's so cool about, there's 2 laws that I believe in more than anything in the world. One is the law of magnetism. The second is the law of reciprocity. So the law of magnetism just states that the goodness, the happier you are for other people's success, the more you are a magnet for greatness yourself. I want to surround myself with people doing amazing things. So Nicole, when I see you doing something awesome, I'm not going to just comment on your post. I'm going to send you a personal message and say, Nicole, you badass. Are you kidding me? You are amazing. There are too many people in the world who are not celebrating other people. If they clap for you publicly, you have the great sense that they've gone behind a door to negate your greatness. And I will tell you, you look around this team and there are so many people who just truly cheer for other people as if it's their own. They're happier. Anna Bartman is happier for other people's success than if it truly happened to her. And I've watched it play out. Why are people drawn to her? People want to run down the road with her. Why? Because she's magnetic, because she's happier for other people. She also adds a ton of value. If all I did in my SHNX business, when I'm in full alignment, when I'm in full flow, full growth, I'm a people magnet, I'm a money magnet, the world is my oyster. When I'm in that state, I'm adding so much value wherever I go. I'm sprinkling value. If it's a compliment about someone's shoes, if it's directives, I see someone who looks lost, how can I help you? You're in Starbucks. We have a lot of companies in this area. Do you need a recommendation for a restaurant? Are you looking for something? I overheard you talking. Listen, you're needing a real estate agent. Here's a couple of people I know who are top. I don't care who you use, but if you need numbers, let me shoot you them. What's your cell phone number? Here's a couple of numbers and names. It's those kinds of things. It's Ann White sending me a message saying, hey, I have a friend who's looking for a beach house in New Jersey. She knows I have beach houses in New Jersey. I've had since I was 24, started buying down there. I know a lot of realtors. And so I got to, her friend connected with a realtor down there. Ann was able to go back and say, hey, here's the name of a person with a phone number. Crazy. I think she already was working with the city. Already had found that same person herself. But the point is doing a little bit of legwork. It took Ann a couple of minutes to write to me. I shot out a message to someone else saying, who do we know? My realtor, who do we know is a real estate agent in this area where she's looking? He writes back a name. Ann sends it back. That took a few minutes, not a long time, but to add that kind of value, no expectation that it does for your business. Here's the other thing, the law of reciprocity. There is nothing like going the extra mile. And for me, for a lot of times, this is someone tells me like, oh my gosh, I'm really like one of the women that I know around here from Trinity School. She was like, hey, what was that summer Fridays you were talking about? Was that good? I'm like, oh, it's the best. I happened to be running through the Sephora that day. I grabbed an extra summer Fridays. It's a lip gloss. It's a very nice like lip balm, lip gloss. I grabbed an extra one. I saw her in Carline the next day and I said, hey, wait. I grabbed you something. Gave her a summer Friday. I have no expectation she'd be in the business. If she is, lights out. She'd be amazing. But it's the law of reciprocity. I want to put good into the world. We have our local convenience store is called Wawa. I go to Wawa with my kids and they like stalk people around the store to see who is buying only coffee. I'm not paying for cigarettes or your smokeless tobacco, but if you're buying your sizzly or your little sandwiches, we're not buying all that. No candy, coffee only. But if my kids see you with coffee only, they're like, Mom, quick, get in line in front of them. Jet over there, get in. Because I love to pay for the person's coffee behind me. There is nothing like it. The law of reciprocity, adding value wherever you can. And so the comeback tour, I know. This is what I know, and this is what I'm spending some time on right now. There are a lot of unbelievable people who've been in this company. And it used to be, guys, that I'd think about the people who've exited out. It would like get me kind of down. Like, oh my gosh, did I lead them badly? Was it me? Well, now, guys, now that I've had this time where I've been like in the depths of despair, really distracted, bad energy, I'm realizing it didn't have anything to do. My mentor, Janie Elo, is the greatest woman in the world. My sideline partner, Lauren Frierson, is the greatest people in the whole freaking world. They had nothing to do with me taking this detour, me taking this time out. Absolutely nothing. And I'm going to tell you, 99.9% chance none of us had anything to do with people exiting out. But sometimes it's inertia. You exit out, you get out of the game, then you feel like, how am I ever going to get back in? I don't know what's happening now. It's a 20% PIB. Oh my gosh, they got this. I can't even spell nootropic, hyaluronic acid. I can't pronounce it. I can't get back into it. They're discontinuing the hand cream. And people will look for excuses to stay where they are or to feel like they're locked out. I could never come back. And so I am the leader of my own comeback tour. Guys, we built some amazing things. Why? If you've done it once, you can do it again. If you've watched someone else do it, it means it's possible. I don't know about you, but I'm on my own comeback tour. And every morning, like doubt and the devil wants to, he knows what we can do. If we all start rowing the boat in the comeback tour direction downstream, he knows what flow that will feel like, and he knows the impact we could have. So I will tell you candidly, in the morning, he works me, jabs me. I barely open my eyes and I'm like, can I do it again? I don't know. Are my best days behind me? Guys, I did this once about 12 years ago. The devil started working me in Citibank. I was at the height of my career. And now I'm going to say this was 15 years ago, height of my VP of sales career. I was a young freaking star. And I used to literally tell my mom, I think my best days are behind me. Now, I was 31 years old, and the devil would work me that hard. I'd say, I think Citibank thinks I'm an old gray mare and they're going to put me out to pasture. I couldn't stop thinking that until one day I was like, wait a second. Absolutely not. I met a woman who told me, are you crazy? Look in the mirror what you've accomplished. You're 31 years old. And I was like, huh. It took her telling me, go look in the mirror at what's possible. And then she was probably my age now. And she said, I have a lot of wisdom to impart to you because I'm not done. And I was like, huh, wait a second. And guys, I hope that I'm her for you. Her name was Leona. I hope I'm Leona for all of you that are wondering, can I do this again? Can I do it at all? I'm leading my own comeback tour and I'm re-enrolling myself in the comeback tour. I'm filling out the enrollment form every morning. Comeback tour, reminding myself, today I allow myself to attract people who are. I am a money magnet. I'm a people magnet. People are flooding into my business with ease. They're coming in cars, trains, buses. They're coming in planes, hot air balloons. They're jumping out of planes to be in our business. I'm reminding myself that every day I've got to get my head in the game because the devil works me hard. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm doing everything I can to make myself bulletproof, indemnified, unable to be touched by the negative self-talk, by the doubt. And by the way, as soon as you enroll yourself in the comeback tour, the arrows will start flying at you because the devil wants to do everything to detract you from your commitment that you make. But I got to tell you, if you need encouragement, call me. Tell somebody else how awesome they are. Tell someone how grateful you are for them. There's a leader in this company. Her name's Heidi Pouchet, or her mother, Shauna Ekstrom, is one of the founding millionaires in Isogenics. And Heidi, I remember telling me, Jessica, if you don't feel like working, if you don't feel like doing anything, you don't know where to start sending gratitude messages to people who've purchased from you, people who continue purchasing from you, and just thank them profusely. They could have bought anything in this inflation heavy world right now. People could choose to spend their dollars on a lot of things, but they trust and invest with you. And that's worthy of massive, massive gratitude. And so that's something else that I do. The power of our words are so freaking powerful. At the leadership retreat, if you weren't there, Lynn Hagedorn Klaus trained on above the line and below the line conversation. Below the line is negativity, complaining. Oh, they got rid of the executive lifestyle bonus. Like I just told you in the announcements, people are earning 60% more than they ever did in ELB. People that are just like, oh, well, it's because my upline screwed up, my downline's rude to me, my sideline, it's when customer service, when I called them, they didn't say good morning. That's below the line conversation. Below the line, oh, we've had our best days. We'll never be able to do it again. Nobody wants to do network marketing. Look at your social media. A lot of people are doing network marketing. They're doing it really well. So all of that's false. Look at what's happening in Montreal. Look what Michael Bocart's doing. Look what Laura Stevens and Kelly Dickerhoof are back on the main jam. It's all false. I can give you a million, anything somebody says, I'm like, oh, it can't be possible because people are doing it. And so above the line conversation is like, we've got this. Susan, I need to talk to you because I know if I'm doing this, you're doing it with me. Kari, will you do it with me? Jordan, let's go. Let's freaking go. We can do this. I love it. By the way, I saw Kathy Drenick doing something awesome. Wasn't that a cool post that Angie Broderick had up? Mary Cook is the most encouraging woman ever. Mary, I want to introduce you to somebody that I think would really help you because you are so awesome. Sue, will you do a call for me with my friend? Can I just introduce you and you tell your story? Alicia, I saw you hit this amazing rank, get a huge bonus. I just want to tell you how awesome you are. James, you are one of the most encouraging people. Thank you. Thank you so much for being who you are, being part of this company with me. It's so inspiring. Adrian, I couldn't love you more. You're a great friend to me, and being in this business with you is such an honor. That is above the line conversation. And we made a commitment at that leadership retreat that honestly, only good things come from above the line conversations. Above the line is a vibe and an energy, and it feeds straight into the law of magnetism. I want to be around above the line kind of people. It's a hashtag above the line, or hashtag ATL, above the line. You hang out with below the line people, you get below the line kind of money. Below the kind of line kind of money is certainly not the kind of money I'm looking for you. And you have below the line impact. And there's nothing sadder than potential wasted. You could have blessed a lot of people. You could have enrolled one person with above the line languaging that would have enrolled thousands of people, half of Italy, a portion of Australia. And instead of, you had below the line kind of body language or verbal language that was repellent to your dream person who could have literally impacted 2 countries and a continent. Collaboration over competition. There's nothing, people go, oh my gosh, you and Lauren Frierson aren't financially connected. Well, we roll up to the same person, but we have no financial connection at all. Collaboration over competition. When I've rank advanced, or Lauren's rank advanced, I don't know that there's been anyone more excited than either of us for the other person. I've been so freaking excited for her. I mean, look at all these women on the right when I trained at this event that came and spent their own money to come and see me. We went to Eric Worre's personal home all together. They made a personal investment to be there to support me. Look at these teams. There is something extremely magnetic about women and men supporting each other. Whether that's behind closed doors, I promise you, it's an energy state that vibrates far out into the streets, far across the internet waves, just truly magnetizes people into your business. Here's some books that I love. We really need to get back into the personal development game and reminding people. A lot of times, Holly Kirsch, I don't even know if she's on this call, but a lot of times she brings up to me the book, The 4 Agreements. That book changed Holly's life. It changed my life when I first read it. And I will tell you, Holly now changes my life again when she brings it up. Take nothing personally. Be impeccable with your word. It's now things that I'm reminding my kids of. Be impeccable with your word. If you tell someone you're going to do it, there's nothing more magnetic than if you honor that word. You honor it. There's nothing. Burn the boats. I'm coming. If I said I'm coming, burn the boats. I will be there. Be impeccable with your word. Guys, if I said I'm on a comeback tour, if I said I'm inviting you along to the comeback tour and you say you're coming and we're impeccable with our word, we have no choice. The boats have been burned and we're coming. These books changed my life. So I just encourage you, if there's anything there. I want to end with this. Jimmy Smith, a lot of people know me, just had a birthday. The man is unbelievable in his late 90s. He has the mental acuity of someone of I don't know, 30. He's unbelievable with his mental acuity, his physical stamina. But he used to tell me early on, we're in his downline. Me and Lauren are both in his downline, and obviously it doesn't need our volume, but he would literally do calls for us at 5 a.m, 9 o'clock at night. And he used to say to me on a regular basis, in fact, he would leave me a message, and this is all the message would say: Jessica, I started building this business when I was 74 years old, and I've earned over $60 million. What's your excuse? There was no prompting preemption to that message, but that's all. I would listen to the voice message. Oh, it's Jimmy Smith. Jessica, I started building this business when that's all he wanted to say. Guys, he's right. He started building the business when he was 74 years old. He's earned now well over 90 million. This is an old quote. But I asked you the same question he asked me. What's our excuse? He did this. Other people are doing it right now. We know what to do. There's an energy, there's a vibe, there's an above the line standard that I want you to hold me to. I want to hold all of you to it. And anyone who's ready to re-enroll or to enroll in the comeback tour, we're going to be passing out enrollment forms. They're just literally cognitive. They're an imaginative thing. Enrollment form, though, is on your desk. If you're ready to come back on the comeback tour and just say, I can do these little exercises every day. I can do an affirmation statement. If moving your body, my accountability group is for you, that's something I'm doing. If you believe that gratitude statements, vision casting, you want to tell people, I'm going to the tippy top of this company. I want you to come along and tell anyone who will listen, your domestic partner, your children, your best friends, I'm going to the tippy top of Isogenics. I'm running. I'm declaring my new goals and I'm headed for them. This is what I'm doing. Here's my goals. And those are the simple things. Birthday messages. There's not a lot of things that I will tell you that built my business, but it was just filling the top of the funnel on a daily basis, having those conversations, filling the funnel. There's nothing depressing about the people that have exited. In fact, there's a blessing, a humongous blessing. And there are people who know the culture, the effectiveness of the products, and the earning potential. So those people may be primed and ready to do a comeback tour right beside you. If they're not, love them anyway. And just know in this business, we will never run out of people. And to this day, I have never seen an opportunity that even comes close to what Isagenix offers. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for everything. Love you all.